Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session, and be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other students, we ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand about this practice. Because as I always mention, your understanding is the very key point, not what you practice. And important thing, why you practice, and then how you practice. So that's why when it comes to meditation, always you have to remember to be very clear with the techniques that you practice. Of course, in a only practice point of view, we can mention it as a technique. It is a more than a technique. When it comes to vipassana meditation, it is not a technique. It is a more engagement with the mind, with fully understanding and experiencing and developing understanding step by step. from each and every angle without becoming biased to, even as an observer to yourself. When it comes to tranquility meditation also, when you tranquilize the mind, calm down the mind, it is not a technique. Another thing is this teachings work for people in different ways. So whatever work for you may be not going to work for the other person, especially when it comes to tranquility meditation. The way to tranquilize your mind, developing undisturbed mind, to calm down your mind. We all have different backgrounds. So that's why it is not, you cannot do meditation because somebody else do. So you have to have a very clear understanding related to your inner experience and your inner reason. So with that, you have to come to practice. But that doesn't mean you cannot do it. So that's why, on a practice point of view, we use it as a technique. That's why we come with many different ways, many different views, many different, from different angles, try to explain this. So there are many other people practice and attain to liberation in the past. So you also have the same opportunity. But that doesn't mean that you can get it just believing or following somebody. It's you have to be more focused to your own inner practice. So that is where your own pain and suffering become the greatest investment and the power for this path. So then whoever suffer, whoever have the pain, whoever struggle in life, so Buddha is the one who mentioned, use that, make it as a power to overcome it, rather than sinking, going down with it. So suffering is a very good foundation then. Pain is a very good, strong foundation. So use it. Use it to grow yourself. So that is your inner reason. Make it your inner reason to get out of that. Because the enlightenment or the understanding, your maturity, your development, your growth happens when you go through the life, not go away from life. So when you go through the life, remember, it's always suffering. It's always a struggle. It's always painful. It's not easy. Even in the this conventional life, that what we experience as human being. So today, to make our life comfortable, there are more consumer products. There are many easy ways, but still, when it comes to very reality of life, that what we suffer, the pain that we go through, the same like that 1,000 years back that our ancestors went through. We never get out of that. Of course, on the conventional world, we used to maintain, and we are more now advanced with the science and technology, but still when it comes to the pain and suffering and the struggle, we all the same. So that's why how you can reduce this? You cannot reduce the power of the pain or the power of the suffering, power of the struggle, just by this outside world. You have to have your inner development or the wisdom or the understanding. Just take a very simple, conventional experience that having a baby, having a child, as parents, most of you know what a struggle it is. For the child also, what a struggle. And see that for the baby is more than any other time. Today, they have a lot of facilities. There are a lot of comfort in the world for most of the babies. But still, as parents, you have to go through the hell to take care of these children. So same like from that point to wherever you develop your life, the same struggle we go through. So that's why develop the wisdom not to escape from the suffering, not to escape from the pain, not to escape from the struggle. Develop a wisdom to make your pain, make your suffering, make your struggle as the power, energy to overcome it. That overcome it means here, you have to be very careful when you use this word. So overcome doesn't mean you hate it. You resist it. Overcome means here, one thing is you have the ability to detach from it, let go from it, and rather than focusing to that, pushing it away, there is a way to let go it. How? You focus forward. You try to grow yourself. You try to become more better. So because when you become more better, that whatever the struggle that you go through today not going to happen there. So why you struggle every day the same way? Why you suffering? Why you suffer? Why you have go through the pain? Because you are not growing yourself. You not become better yourself. You just maintain your life. So that's why it keep happening again and again and again. So in according to the Buddha's teaching, in Buddhism we teach one of the major important thing, how to focus to your life and where to focus. That is where the word come aspiration. So the aspiration is a very important key point in Buddhism. So it is not just the hopes. So the most of people averagely in the conventional world depend on hopes. So, of course, as ordinary people, we cannot escape from wishes. When it comes to the world, if you look very carefully, it's look like the economy, technology, politics govern the world. But actually deeper behind this all, human wishes govern the world. So then always remember that what you wish is the most strongest pillar or the foundation for you. So that's why in Buddhism, aspiration is the stepping stone to move forward. So then when it comes to this aspiration, first we have to be very clear with the word. So this word means, aspiration means to breathing upon, to breathe. Another thing is strong desire. longing for something, ambition to achieve something. This all belong to the word called aspiration. So if we go a little bit more deeper with the word to understand this, to breathe upward means, to breathe means the very reason for you to live. Why you live? Why you maintain your life? When you wake up early in the morning, why you get out of the bed? When you eat, when you do something, what is the reason behind it? Why you want to be healthy? Why you have to take care of yourself? The moment by moment. Why you live? When it comes to that, most of time we are mesmerized by our culture, tradition, believing system, from our schooling system, society, validations, comparisons. So most of time we are trying to follow something that we heard from outside, and we are trying to achieve to things to make other people happy. But aspiration is not like that. So when you try to make other people happy, remember, in the world you cannot do it. You're always going to end your life becoming unhappy, sad, worried, disappointed. So that's why don't try to focus towards that. So look into yourself and find the very core meaning with your wish for your own life. So what is your aspiration? What is your stepping stone? What is your will? Why you breathe? What is your strong desire in your life? What is your ambition? What you want to achieve? Ask yourself. And then when there is an answer, maybe you start to see it like a shadow. And once you start to see it and start to question from where you got it, why you try to do it, because of the society, because of other people told you, or maybe because other people appreciate it. Question yourself, and then you will see the very reality within that your own aspiration, why you want. And then according to the Buddha's teaching, in Buddhism, it doesn't matter Theravada Buddhism or it doesn't matter the Mahayana Buddhism, overall the Buddha's teaching, when it comes to aspiration, it based with how to get out of your personal suffering. That is the very, very centered core reason that we do this all when it comes to deeper understanding. When you become matured with the understanding, when you become matured with the Dhamma, when you become matured with the conventional truth and the eternal truth, you're not going to struggle with the outside world. You become more and more and more disciplined with yourself, and you try to get out of your own inner suffering. That is where you focus. So then always remember, if you become so busy and if you try to take care of the people, try to make them happy, you start to do a lot of things regarding other people. So that doesn't mean you clearly understood the world. So then how the compassion arise here? Because to do some things regarding to other people, you have to have compassion as a foundation. Because when you are really know what is the suffering or the pain and the struggle that you go through, and that is where you will understand what is the meaning of suffering and how other people suffer. Otherwise, you're not going to understand it, because you don't know what is suffering. You don't know what is the pain. So that's where the compassion comes. So when you focus to yourself and deeply understand, and you start to work for your own inner suffering, so the naturally yourself, you start to have deeper compassion, generosity, loving kindness towards the society or the other people. So that is how this understanding and the wisdom and the compassion go together. So that's why in day-to-day life, always remember, when it comes to your practice, it is very important how much you understand regarding that your life. Because that understanding is the very key point, and giving the wisdom to understand others. And so when it comes to suffering, in the conventional world, that we all are looking for happiness and satisfaction, but still no one going to get it without the wisdom. So the happiness or satisfaction is not a kind of like a man-made, depending on outside, material-based something. Actually, the happiness and satisfaction is deeply based with the wisdom. So if you do not become wise, remember, the struggle going to become strong. The suffering becomes strong. So that's why just believing somebody, worshipping something, asking for something is not going to be the solution for suffering. So then when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, because we have the Buddha statues, we have the temples, people go and worship, people pray, and more than any other religions, we have the idols and we worship things. So why those? We have huge Buddha statues. Why that? Why it is? It's because it gives the idea about the Buddha. It gives the idea about the Dhamma, it gives the idea about the Sangha, and it allows us to stay on the path. It will help us to motivate, to go towards that. It gives us a mental image to follow our own mind rather than believing something, to get out of this suffering. So then always remember yourself. Now it is your time to question yourself related to your aspiration. What is your aspiration? From where it comes? Where it try to take you? What's your strong will? What's your desire? Why you breathe? Why you live? So when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, Buddha is the one who achieved to the highest level of human intellect. Not just a very simple life. He didn't have any desire to find just the meal, find a shelter, to find a community, to stay with somebody, hanging around, he going here and there, go for a next vacation. He didn't have that kind of things. So see that most of time that we are spending our time, our life for those kind of things. But Buddha is the one who had the highest wish in his life. Rather than depending on this conventional satisfaction to achieve to the Buddhahood. So then that's mean go to the highest level of the wisdom. So then when it comes to Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. So if you really want to follow the Buddha, always remember yourself. Keep your aspiration, keep your desire, strong will to go towards the wisdom. Don't stop on the way with these minor things in day-to-day life. Don't give up your life for just little bit satisfaction. You are more worth than you think. So then have a strong will, go towards the highest wisdom. So that is liberation. Then on the way, things will come to you, things will go away from you. But the thing is, when you become matured, with the path, especially with the suffering, you start to understand the suffering arise from our own mind, not from this outside. Another thing is, there is a reason behind that, attachment. So remember, whatever you attach, it always going to give you the pain. So then the detachment. So now we already born with the attachment, and now we live with the attachment, we grow with the attachment. We are here because of the attachment. So then how we can get out of this? Just by thinking you cannot do it. So you have to have wisdom to get out of this attachment, to detach this attachment. So that's where the very first thing then you have to have the will. Otherwise, you're not going to let it go. Then look into yourself when it comes to your aspiration, your strong will, the reason for your life, the reason for you to breathe, to be free from the world or to get the world. So your ambition means to be free from the world or get the world. So your achievement means you want to achieve to freedom or you want to achieve to the prison. Look into yourself, question yourself, because you are the only one can ask these questions from you. not outside people. You are the one who can debate. You are the one who can argue with yourself regarding this kind of questions. So have the strength and courage and wisdom to argue yourself. Otherwise, that you just keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this. So then, if you have the intention to detach from something, then now you know you have to develop the wisdom. So then from where this attachment came, that attachment came because of the certain kind of misunderstanding or certain kind of ignorance or certain kind of not knowing reasons. We just did it. We didn't have that much reasons to understand it. Just imagine, reverse yourself, your own life. Sometimes the very major decisions that you took to take you to this attachment just maybe depend on 1 minute, 2 minute situation. If that 1 minute change, maybe today you are not suffering like that. So then how about tomorrow? Do you have the wisdom? Do you have the clarity? So do you have the intention? So do you have the ambition to find that freedom? So that is where you start to learn to practice, to minimize the desire, that grasping, clinging, holding desire, to minimize it. So start from little things to give. So once you master giving with the desire to become free, with the aspiration to find your freedom, connected towards the wisdom, start with giving. So what will happen when you start to give? This is what happens. Just imagine today, 1 penny or whatever the smallest currency, the coin that you have, rupee, cents, or penny. See this, you can just imagine you can give a $1 very easy to somebody. And maybe homeless person, maybe somebody asking some change. Maybe you give $1 very easy. You don't think about it. You don't worry about it. You don't think twice. So if you keep doing it to find your freedom, you don't count on that $1 you gave. So you know what happened by the time? You can give anything like this $1 that you gave. Your mind becomes stronger to give up. Your mind becomes strong to not to depend on it, not to count on it, not to go behind on it. You can just give the $1, nothing. So same like you can give even your physical body, your happiness, your satisfaction, your comfort, like that $1. Your self-centered idea, you can give. Your viewpoint, you can give. You don't fight for your self-centered view. And not only that, by the time when you develop it, Even these physical material things you can give away, that all the connections that you have, you can give away like that $1. Very easy for you. So then why it is very hard for you to give? Because you didn't practice it with the right purpose. You have to practice giving to find your freedom. Find your freedom through the wisdom. So then don't focus to the freedom. So you have to focus to the highest, the wisdom, because once you have the wisdom, the freedom going to be next to it. So mostly we are focusing to the wrong direction. So as example, suffering, we are struggling, pain, unsatisfaction, difficulties. We are focusing to that and we try to struggle with it. We don't see how the suffering depend, why the suffering is there. Suffering is there because of the ignorance. Delusion. You misunderstand the very reality. So then what you need to do? Get the wisdom. When you become wiser, when you become wise, the suffering become less. Pain become less. Struggle become less. So don't be limited only to this conventional world. So because that's why we go to school and parents try to send the children to school and educate them. Why? Because when you become wiser in the conventional world, your life going to become more easy and make it more comfortable. But when it comes to eternal life, we all still go through the same. So meditation means it is a method that take you to understand this very clearly and developing the wisdom inside. So then there are two ways. First thing is, you cannot just keep repeating whatever you already have in your mind. So then what you need to do, you have to have calm, relaxed, comfortable, undisturbed mind, which we call the samadhi or the tranquility state. For that, you have to tranquilize your mind by practicing. And then another way, it's called the vipassana. Vipassana means insight meditation. Deeply, thoroughly, from each and every angle without becoming biased to anything, you recognize how things come to be as they are. So once you recognize that, it will take you to the ultimate wisdom or your freedom or the liberation. So then always remember, in Buddhism, we don't live desireless. In Buddhism, we are the one who have the highest and strongest desire. So so then what is the difference in with the other people? So the desire have two ways. Desire to gain something, desire to become free from something. So the most of time we have the desire to gain something. It's called the unprofitable desire, because that will take you to suffering, unsatisfaction, pain. So then nothing wrong with the desire, if you have the intention to find your freedom, to go towards the wisdom, not to go towards the just the satisfaction. Always try to go towards the wisdom, understanding, the clarity. Go towards the truth. So that's why in the life, the entire world governed by the wish, the most of time, unfortunately, most of people, the leaders, the powerful people, the very rich people, the strong people, most of them have the wrong wish. What is that wrong wish mean? They have the intention, the desire, ambition to gain something, hold something with the self-centered mind. But at the same time, there is a more higher, strong desire or wish or ambition or aspiration. What is that? Find your inner freedom, liberation from this suffering. So if the people have that wish, this world going to become more better place. Why? Because when you have that, you start to work for your own suffering. That is where you have the very genuine compassion, loving kindness, generosity. But today what happened? When you have the wrong wish, you're going to have the very fake generosity, compassion, loving kindness like that. So that's why take time and exercise yourself and look into yourself and question yourself, argue yourself, work a little bit and try to get the very clear, the very right ambition, aspiration. Take it as your stepping stone. Develop your life on it. And every day, each and every moment you breathe, keep it as your meaning of your life, purpose of your life. What is that? Find your wisdom, ultimate wisdom, ultimate truth. Find the liberation, not the self-centered satisfaction. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. So when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Please sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Yattavata cha ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.